This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. As Gaza faces more than 3 months of a near-total Israeli blockade, activists are heading there now on a ship to deliver humanitarian aid. The boat is called the Madeleine, named after Gaza's first fisherwoman who ran her father's fishing business after he was injured in a 2009 Israeli attack. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition initially planned to sail from Malta last month, but their ship was damaged after it was bombed by drones in international waters. At Sunday's launch of the Madeleine from the Italian port of Catania, actor Liam Cunningham, known for his role in the series Game of Thrones, spoke out in support of the effort.
My name is Liam.
Gay, what a bitch. Wow. Dude, it's weird how there's so many fucking gay bitch actors.
From Ireland. The
No, he's
reason I'm
Irish.
here, as far as I'm concerned, the heart and soul of humanity is in Gaza. For me, this attack, this genocide, is not just on Palestinians, it is on the whole human race.
You know, I thought Irish people were supposed to be, like, all insane drunks who fight each other constantly. Why are there so many, like, gay-ass, loser, cuck bitch Irish who are, like, cucking to Palestine and these, like, Islamic jihadists? Like Ireland is speedrunning, you know, becoming the UK. They're letting in so many Islamic jihadists right now. Like what happened to Ireland? Did you guys stop drinking and fighting? Like, what's going on?
These wonderful, brave people who are setting off on this boat are heroes. And also the people of Gaza, for the last 600 days, are heroes. They are, in my mind, they will always be heroes.
A group of 12 activists are carrying the aid for Gaza, including the Swedish activist Greta Thunberg, who will join us from the Madeleine ship in a minute. She spoke Sunday at the launch.
A month after our latest attempt to go on with this mission, the boat was bombed twice. All evidence suggests Israel. And we are doing this because we have to keep our promise to the Palestinians to do everything in our power to protest against the genocide and to try to open up a humanitarian corridor.
Since setting sail, passengers on the flotilla have faced many threats, including from U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, who wrote on X, quote, "Hope Greta and her friends can swim," unquote. The Gaza Freedom Flotilla has
Yeah. Hopefully they can't swim.
also been shadowed by at least one military helicopter and have reported drones circulating the ship. This is Thiago Avila.
Hello everyone, this is a new alert. We can clearly see a drone right now to our left. It's gaining on us a little bit. Please share this alert. Second alert.
Again, there's absolutely no reason to do any of this other than for self-promotion. They're claiming they're delivering aid to Gaza. There's already aid going to Gaza. Israel secured an aid deal with the U.S. There's no reason for them to do any of this bullshit other than for self-promotion. Like of all times to do it, too. Immediately after the U.S. aid deal. There was a 3-month fucking period where there was the aid blockade? Why would you do it now? Like, they're just grifters who are, like, this is all a scam so that they can do this sort of horseshit as a career.
Tonight, the third day of our journey to Gaza to break the siege and create a people's humanitarian corridor on board the Madeleine. Please share our location. We'll be sending the exact coordinates.
In 2010, Israel conducted a deadly raid on another Gaza-bound aid ship, the Mavi Marmara. Israeli commandos stormed the boat in international waters, killing 9 people. A 10th died after 4 years in a coma. For more, we're joined from the international waters by Greta Thunberg, the internationally renowned Swedish climate activist known for inspiring the global youth climate strike. In 2019, she received the Right Livelihood Award. She's also been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Greta is speaking to us aboard the Gaza Freedom Flotilla's vessel Madeleine, which is on this voyage from Sicily to Gaza, again carrying life-saving aid in an attempt to break Israel's siege of the Gaza Strip. Greta, it's really something to see you on that ship right now. Can you tell us why you're taking this journey, extremely dangerous, and how you're planning to challenge the Israeli blockade?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, as you said, we are doing this mission following 1 month.
Hexacorn, do I need to fucking ban you for being a retard? When Israel bombs civilians, it's to fulfill a military objective. So Hamas embeds itself in civilian infrastructure, and you're going to have to kill a certain amount of civilians in order to take out Hamas or whatever infrastructure they have, like the terror tunnels. When Russia bombs civilians, they are just deliberately targeting civilians. They're bombing civilian areas that have absolutely no military infrastructure, no military combatants, and has absolutely no military goal whatsoever. There's literally a video footage of them bombing a children's hospital. So, do I have to ban you, or are you going to shut your fucking mouth and apologize? Yeah, if you don't take back what you said, I'm banning you. You have, like, 1 minute.
After our last attempt, both Conscience was bombed and disabled. So that's why we are trying again, because we cannot afford to give up. There is simply too much at stake. And in times of injustice, as we are seeing now, the genocide and blockade happening, we have to do everything we can to demand an end to these atrocities and war crimes committed by Israel. And for me personally, I happen to have a platform for some reason, and then it is my moral obligation to use that platform. And if my presence on this boat can make a difference, if that can show in any way that the world has not forgotten about Palestine, and to try.
Hopefully, she gets, like, blown up by a Houthi terrorist or something.
Once again, to attempt to break the siege and open up a humanitarian corridor and deliver the extremely needed humanitarian aid, then that is a risk I'm willing to take.
Again, this is after the U.S. just supplied aid.
And it's something that we just simply have to do. We cannot just sit around and do nothing and watch this live stream genocide unfold in front of our very eyes. So we are doing this because we are human beings who care about justice. And when our complicit governments fail to step up, it falls on us, unfortunately, to do so.
And Greta, could you talk about how you see the issue of Palestinian freedom connecting to or intersecting with the issue that you're best known for, which is climate change activism?
Yeah, for me, there's no way of distinguishing the two. We cannot have climate justice without social justice. The reason.
This is just horrifically retarded. Like, no shit a dumb autistic bitch would say this nonsense.
Why I am a climate activist is not because I want to protect trees. I'm a climate activist because I care about human and planetary well-being, and those are extremely interlinked. For example, when we see the genocide in Gaza, of course, there are some very obvious links that ecocide, environmental destruction, is a very common method used in war and to oppress people. But also, it should be much simpler than that. no matter what the cause of the suffering is, whether that is CO2, whether that is bombs, whether that is state repression or other forms of violence, we have to stand up against that source of suffering.
So is she like ideologically opposed to volcanoes? If there was like a volcano that were to erupt, like Mount St. Helens or something, she would like literally consider the volcano a source of evil because it's releasing CO2?
Immortistic myself, and even I think she's dumb.
Yeah, she's stupid as fuck, dude. Like, it's not just autism, like, she's fucking retarded. Like, autism is needing, like, your sandwich to be cut in a very specific way. Like, you know, if somebody makes you a sandwich and they cut it horizontally rather than at an angle, like you can't eat it, that's autism. This is just fucking retarded. Like, she's just fucking stupid. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
And if we pretend to care about the environment, if we pretend to care about the climate and our children's future without seeing and acknowledging and fighting against the suffering of all marginalized people today, then that is an extremely racist approach to justice that excludes the majority of the world's population.
Yeah, speaking of racism, you realize Palestinians idolize Hitler, right?
And how? What is the mood aboard the ship? You have participants from Brazil, France, Germany, Spain, and you yourself are Swedish. What's the mood there?
The mood on board the ship is, I would say, that our spirits are very high and we are very determined to continue. So far, we have won over one of the major predicted obstacles, which is to be stuck in port due to the bureaucratic warfare that has been very strong, especially in the past. And the fact that we have gotten over that and that we are out sailing.
Bureaucratic warfare, you say? Having to submit documents is not warfare. You're just a bitch.
Now, and that we have gotten quite a far bit is already a victory in itself. And of course, this mission includes many risks, and we have done many risk assessments. But of course, we deem the risk of silence and the risk of inaction to be so much more deadly than this mission.
Yeah, so how much are you getting paid to do this? Like, this is a career for her. She's an adult. I don't know if she still lives with her parents or something, or has, like, some retard care for her. Like, but this is clearly a fucking career that she has. So I'd love to know how much money she's getting out of this. Who from? Like, is she getting money from fucking Qatar? Because this is just all fucking bullshit. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever for her to do this. None. She is not able to transport any substantial amount of aid to Gaza. Like, that is a small boat. What, they have a few boxes? Like, what are they going to give them? A few, like, granola bars? The U.S. just had an aid deal with Israel. More aid is coming in. And it's more safe and secure so that Hamas can't get access to it. So she's not helping anybody. You can't even make the argument that this is bringing attention to the conflict. This is the most widely reported news story on the fucking planet for the last year and a half. There is no more attention you could bring to this conflict. So the only fucking reason she's doing this is for self-promotion and attention. So I really wish she was forced to disclose her sources of funding. Like, where are you getting the money? Who's giving you the money for this? Who set this up? How much compensation are you getting personally? She's very likely actually getting funding from Qatar.
Of course. And we are 12 peaceful volunteers who are not carrying weapons. We are carrying food, medical supplies, and sanitary products and other very needed humanitarian aid into Gaza following the blockade. We will meet whatever is thrown at us with non-violence in any scenario. So we are trying to prepare and to maximize our safety and the success of this mission as much as we can.
Greta, as you attempt to bring in baby formula, medical kits, flour, prosthetics for kids with amputations, the Israeli military has threatened to block the Freedom Flotilla. The Israeli army says it's prepared to raid your ship. We know what happened to the Mavi Marmara with the Israeli raid and the killing of 9 activists on board. Ultimately, a 10th died. So are you seeing drones? How are you prepared to deal?
Yeah, we are seeing drones. Last night, there were 2 different moments where there were drones circulating above us.
Dude, wouldn't it be great during this interview? You just hear, and then like the boat just blows up. That would be so awesome. Just have like some fucking Israeli super missile just blow up the boat while they're talking.
And we have safety procedures that we will use, and we have different scenarios that we are prepared for to try to maximize our safety in a non-violent way. So we are trying to do our very best, and it shows quite a bit that peaceful volunteers who are carrying humanitarian aid and necessary for survival is being threatened to be raided, intercepted, or attacked. I think that says quite a lot about the priorities and approaches of Israel right now. But we must also remember that this mission is not about us. It is not about the voyage or the people on board. This mission is about Palestine. It is about the genocide, the occupation, ethnic cleansing, and the other methods of war and oppression that are being used by Israel against the Palestinians. And we do not only need humanitarian aid to be let into Gaza. We do not only need a ceasefire. We need an end to the occupation.
You know, I wish I could have my own news network, because I'd just love to ask Greta, what do you think of, like, the idea that you're both retarded and gay? Like, this is just so stupid. It's all the TikTok fucking buzzwords. Over and over and over again. Like, she doesn't know fucking jack shit. And I don't know why the fuck they're not asking her, like, you know, basic questions that are remotely critical. Like, you know, the US is actually supplying aid to Gaza, and they brought in like 20 billion kilos of fucking food. So how much food are you bringing? Do you think that's gonna help somebody like eat lunch for a day? Is any of that, like, what you're doing worth it, considering there's ample aid going to Gaza? Like, just basic questions that are remotely fucking critical. Or, like, you know, there's clearly an issue with terrorists funneling weapons into Gaza, supplying Hamas. Do you think maybe there's a reason there's an Israel blockade right now, and you're only causing more fucking problems in the region, where now you're diverting military resources that Israel could be using for something more productive? You could end up causing a dangerous situation for yourself and others for no fucking benefit. Like, they're not even being remotely critical. They're just letting her spew retarded nonsense that she got from fucking TikTok.
Yes, it's about Palestine. That's why I need to be on the news 24/7 for doing nothing and attention seeking by taking a small boat across the ocean unnecessarily, taking risk of dying. Totes. Greta could just donate millions if she actually wanted to help.
Well, that doesn't... Like, again, it's all part of her grift, right? So... You don't get attention and money by doing that. How are you going to get the, oil money from Qatar if you don't do this horse shit, right? She could have set up some sort of charity thing where she raised money. But then, she's not going to get the money from Qatar. So, yeah, I can guarantee you, this isn't just, like, dumb bitch wanting attention and just doing this. Like, guaranteed, she is getting a substantial amount of money from some kind of source like Qatar to go through all of this fucking trouble. She's getting paid. None of this has to do with any sort of genuine interest in this sort of activism. She's getting paid by somebody, probably Qatar. Thanks for the donation, though, CDG.
How do you plan to break the military blockade around Gaza?
We are planning to continue sailing until we cannot sail anymore. It is very difficult to predict what scenario it will be, but as far as we know, we are planning to continue.
Oh, so now it comes out. So they're admitting, yeah, we're probably never going to be able to bring any aid into Gaza, so we're literally just wasting our time for mere self-promotion. She could have set up some sort of fundraiser to actually raise money so that actual aid could get into Gaza. But this entire time, they're just filling up a boat with like a bunch of crackers and some granola bars that a few people can have for fucking lunch. All for nothing because they know they're going to get intercepted by the Israeli military. Like, how does anyone buy this nonsense? Like, fuck you.
I just wonder what her last words in her last interview will be just before Hamas strikes her dead.
I don't know. Hopefully it's something meme-worthy. Don't know if she knows what skibbity toilet is, but that'd be hilarious if her last words were skibbity. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
How do you plan to actually carry out your plan? No. We didn't think that far. Oops. Gets to the border where Gaza is. Hey guys, sorry, we have food right here. Can we just throw it into the ocean and you come swim out and get it? Hey, oh my god, derp.
Yes. We know that the Israel military is probably going to stop us. That's why we have flotation devices on our box of crackers, so that the crackers will stay above the water and the Gazans can go out and swim into the ocean to get the crackers we have. Israel military will never stop us. Free Palestine. Like... These people are the most selfish fucking cunts on the goddamn planet. Like, it's absolute... Like, there's just something especially horrible. You know, when people try to act as though they care about some sort of cause, but it's nothing but just cynical self-promotion or self-indulgence. Like, if somebody just told you, I literally could not give two fucking shits about anybody in Gaza, they can starve to death, don't give a fuck. I'd rather that sort of attitude than this fucking bitch, like, acting as though, I want to stop the genocide. That's why I have 3 boxes of crackers in this boat. Like, it is shameless self-promotion. Again, with her sort of outreach, she probably could have easily raised at least $1 million, you know, and actually gotten aid into Gaza, like a substantial amount. But no, they take out a boat that can hold like 3 boxes of fucking crackers on it, knowing they're never going to be able to reach Gaza, and Israel's just going to intercept them and, like, arrest them, and then no aid is even going to come in. Like, they're just all selfish fucking cunts. All of these pro-Palestinian dipshits. It is all for self-promotion and Jew hatred. That's all it's about. None of them could even give 2 fucking shits.
To continue as we are now.
And what is your message to folks around the world, especially to young people who, throughout the advanced countries, seem to have much more?
She was never vegan, just plant-based. She wore a wool jacket for a photo shoot, and worse. PETA told activists not to go after her or criticize her. Oh my god. Well, what do you know? What a horrible, horrible, pathetic person.
Or interest and dedication to ending the war in Gaza?
My message is that right now international law is failing us. International institutions, our governments are failing us. Media, our companies are all failing us. Or failing us is a diplomatic way of saying that our system seems to be designed in a way that is built upon exploitation and oppression of people. And so there's no one to turn to. There's no one we can turn to rescue the situation. But it falls on us to step up, to continue flooding the streets, to continue organizing, boycotting, to speak up on all platforms, to try to send a clear message that we will not stand for what is happening right now.
According to Al Jazeera, Greta, they're saying, according to flight radar, which tracks aircraft movements, an Israel-made Hellenic Coast Guard drone, IAI Heron UAV, hovered over the Madeleine ship. The drone's deployment was confirmed by the Greek Ministry of Defense. We're speaking to you from the United States, where the South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham wrote on X, "Hope Greta and her friends can swim." Your response?
Yeah, Lindsey Graham's based.
We can swim very well. It says a lot about their priorities that.
I wonder if that's a sign she might actually drown to death.
In the face of genocide and systematic starvation of 2 million people, lawmakers, elected officials whose responsibility it should be to serve the people, and we see you.
Alright, well, dumb bitch is dumb. We already knew that.